Question number 6. The following information is extracted from Steady Mutual Fund Scheme. Asset value at the beginning of the month is rupees 65.78. Annualized return is 15%. Distributions made in the nature of income and capital gain, which is per unit respectively, is rupees 0.5 and rupees 0.32. We need to calculate the month-end net asset value of the mutual fund scheme and limit our answers to 2 decimals and provide a brief comment on the month-end NAV. First, we need to understand what is annualized return. We know what is holding period return, but we need to understand what is annualized return. For this, let us take an example. I invested in a mutual fund A and you invested in a mutual fund B. Okay. NAV at the time of purchase was rupees 100 in my case and rupees 50 in your case. And current NAV is rupees 110 in my case and rupees 55 in your case. And date of purchase is Jan 1, 2024 in my case and October 1, 2024 in your case. And what is today's date? Today's date is 31st March 2024 in both the cases. 31st March 2024. So, if I want to understand who generated higher return, what will I do? I'll first calculate the holding period return, right? So, holding period return in both cases. So, in my case, it will be rupees 110, that is closing NAV, minus opening NAV, that is rupees 100. This divided by rupees 100, that is 10%. And in your case, it will be rupees 55 minus rupees 50 by rupees 50, that is 5 by 50 and 10%. So on the face of it, it shows that the holding period return in my case and in your case is 10%. But I invested tenure. I invested for 3 months and you invested for 6 months. So there should be a common base to compare mutual fund returns. So I will convert this return for 3 months and 6 months respectively to 1 year return, right? So how do I do that? So first I'll find out what is the monthly return, right? So that is 10% divided by 3. And then I will multiply this by 12. Similarly, here it will be 10% divided by 6 and I'll multiply this to 12, right? So this will give me the annualized return. So upon calculation, we get 0.1, that is 10% into 12 by 3. That is 40% here. And here it would be 20%. So my investment is better. Annualized return is equal to holding period return divided by holding period. If this holding period is in terms of months, then holding period return by holding period will give us monthly return, and we need to multiply this by 12 to get annualized return, right? And if it is expressed in terms of days, then it is, here I'll write months, okay? Holding period return by holding period in days into 365. Simplifying it, we get holding period return into 12 by holding period in months, and this 365 by holding period in days. To present it well, holding period, okay. So this is the formula. Now annualized return is equal to holding period return into 12 by holding period, right? So simplifying this further, we get, what is holding period return? Closing NAV minus opening NAV plus distributions per unit divided by opening NAV, right? So this is holding period return into 12 by holding period. So this is annualized return, right? So we will use this formula to solve the problem. Question number 6. Given that opening NAV annualized return distributions income capital gain, what are the values? Opening NAV is 65.78, annualized return is 15%, income is 0.5, and this is 0.32. Okay, so annualized return, what is holding period? 1 month. 1 month. So annualized return is closing NAV minus opening NAV plus distributions per unit divided by opening NAV into 12 by holding period. This is nothing but 15% is equal to closing NAV minus rupees 65.78 plus distributions 0.5 plus 0.32 divided by rupees 65.78 into 12 by 1. Solving this, we get 15% is equal to closing NAV minus rupees 65.78 plus rupees 0.5 plus rupees 0.32 divided by rupees 65.78 into 12 by 1. Solving this, we get 15%. This will come here, rupees 65.78, and this will come here, that is 12 is equal to closing NAV minus rupees 65.78 plus what is this? It is 0.82. 0.82, right? That is 0.15 into 65.78 by 12. We get 0.82225. That is closing NAV minus what is minus 65.78 and plus 0.82 minus 65.78 plus 0.82, it is minus 64.96. 64.96. Therefore, closing NAV is rupees 64.96 plus rupees 0.82225. Therefore, closing NAV is 64.96 plus 0.8225. That is 65.78. Therefore, month end NAV is rupees 65.78. What is the opening NAV? Opening NAV is 65.78 and even month end NAV is 65.78. That means there is no change in NAV. So bit number 2, problem number 6. So what did he ask? He asked us to provide a brief comment on the month end NAV. There is no change in NAV. Month end NAV is same as NAV at the beginning of the month. So this is the comment.